I'm back on the regular channel. Thank God. I want to thank everybody who was patient um, during those 3 weeks where I lost access. 3 weeks without access to my YouTube channel is crazy. But we're back. Again, I want to thank you all who were patient, who supported my backup channel. I now have a backup channel. So starting later this week, when I go live and I do these energy readings, the astral hour, the happy hour, any free classes in the future, I'm going to be doing them from both channels in the future. So that way, if anything like this ever happens again, the backup channel will be just as occupied and supported. But I don't know. I feel like now I have to get people adjusted back to the regular channel. I don't know. That's interesting. But I want to thank everybody who, again, supported and who's here. If you are new, if this is your first time watching on this channel, hello. I am Soleil. I am the founder and facilitator of the Charm School Mentorship Program. I am your weekly reader. I am a certified life coach, and I'm a dope bitch straight up out of Oakland. Hello, hello, hello. We're here for another weekly energy reading. This is, I was about to accidentally misspeak. I was going to say this is the final energy reading for August, but that is a lie. We have Sunday, August 30th. So this is the second to last energy reading for August. And if this is if this is your first time tuning in, this is where we all come together before the week fully gets started. And we just look and see what's in store for us. We check out what the energy is looking like. If there's anything we need to be mindful of, anything we need to be aware of to protect ourselves. Hello, Dulcinea. Hello, Nicole. Thank you so much, both of you, for joining. I see that there's maybe 2 other people in the room. Please introduce yourself as you come into the room. Talk to me, I talk back. I try to make this space as interactive as possible. I mean, serious business today because I'm wearing my dominoes. So I figured if I have my head wrap on, I might as well wear an earring situation to balance everything out. And I was trying desperately to put my hoops in, but the hoops that I currently have do not work with my nails. So I just gave up and was like, let me see what earring I can make work. And so dominoes it is. Alrighty. Happy to be back home. I'm happy that I have home back. I'm happy that I have home back. I mean, again, 3 weeks without, I'm a Taurus, so I'm gonna vent about it once and then I'm gonna let it go. I lost so much money. I lost a lot of money. I lost a lot of money not having access to my email and my YouTube channel. And at first I was like, okay, well, you don't see anything, so don't be paranoid about it. And then once I got my email back today and I was looking through my emails, I was like, fuck. So many lost opportunities. But it is what it is. Money's an energy. It's cyclical. It'll make its way back to me. It's not the end of the world. I have everything I need. So... but yeah, it wasn't no hoe. That was a really, this has been a really frustrating 3 weeks not having access to everything. But again, everything has been fine. Everything's worked out. You guys have been dope about just coming to the other channels. So it is what it is. And I've learned lessons. I've learned lessons about how low people are willing to go to hold me back or stop me, but I'm also aware of the protections I have around me because things are still good. Things still have gone well. So in spite of all that, we're going to keep going. We're going to jump straight into the weekly energy reading. If you are here because you saw me post in a group and you are here to get a question answered, I will answer questions from the audience. My request is that you let me get through the general reading first. Every week I do 4 spreads, a general, a love reading, a health reading, a money reading. So that's 4 spreads that I have to get through rather before I take questions from the audience. So please be patient, please be kind, and also pay attention, because there's a thing that happens sometimes where it's like people are just waiting for me to shut up or to finish the general reading. And there have been times where people have asked me a personal question that was already answered in the general reading, okay? So let's be patient. Remember, this is a collective reading. Having said that, I want to remind you what a collective reading is. A collective reading gives an insight into the general reading of the collective, right? So everything that is said may not apply to you directly, and that's totally okay. If you want a personal reading, purchase a personal reading. You can either get one at a discounted rate here tonight, a quick free card check-in, or you can always go to my website, soleilconjureshop.com, and book a one-on-one reading. But when it comes to a collective reading, I think that the best way to approach it is to chew the meat and spit out the bones, okay? So take what applies to you, leave what doesn't. Don't harsh anybody else's mellow. Don't yuck anybody else's yum. We're here to have fun, okay? I am still connecting with the Gen Z Tarot deck. So that's what I'm going to be using tonight. Yeah, I'm just going to jump straight into it. If it doesn't feel right after the general reading, I may switch over to one of, not my pack of cigarettes, so I'm supposed to be quitting. Don't judge me. I will switch over to one of the other 7 decks that I have to my side, but we're going to continue to connect with the Gen Z deck. Hey, Tori, good to see you as always. Tori, I was just talking about how grateful I am to have my channel back. I lost access to my channel on August 2nd. And I literally have not been able to get access to that or my primary email until today, which is crazy. Yeah. I'm not going to talk too much shit about Google because I feel like if I say too much, they'll restrict me again. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits, walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need about the week of August 24th through the 30th? Give us insight into any of the lessons, blessings, breakthroughs, challenges that are coming our way, crossing our path over the next 7 to 10 days. Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environment that will allow us to move through this energy with mastery? Give us insight into anything we need to prepare for or protect ourselves from. A lot is falling out the deck. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Okay, I love the cards that fell out. Absolutely love them, but I'm going to read the spread first. Again, as you come in the room, say hi, talk to me, I talk back. This is an interactive space. I like knowing who's here so that I can have them be part of the conversation. We got a whole little community going here, which is why even though a hater tried to get my account restricted, I was still able to stream. From a channel with less than 15 people on it, I was still able to stream, right? Because we have a whole little community here and we support each other. So if this is your first time here, make sure you say hello. Make sure you announce yourself so that way we know who's in the room with us. Mm-hmm. Yep. I think I'm going to clarify because this deck is already so vibrant and colorful. I think I'm going to clarify with Tarot Divine this week. That feels right. Clarify Tower. What is it that we need to know about Tower? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. No worries. I'm going to be Now that I have the main channel back, I'm gonna spend this week uploading no streams from that channel to this one. So everybody who missed Astro Hour this past Thursday and who missed the weekly energy readings from the previous 2 weeks, those are going to be up on this channel in the coming days. Honestly, I was just so excited to have my channel back that I spent today returning emails and filling orders from the online course sale because I wasn't able to fill all the orders because I didn't have access to all the classes. Yeah. You guys have been hearing me say for a few weeks now that those of us who struggle with people pleasing and struggle with using other people's problem as a form of escape from our own or from having to deal with our own is part of what's keeping us in a cycle of pain, right? I think it's a thing that you guys, y'all trust me enough to know that I'm not making shit up. So when you hear me say it lands with you, but it's one thing for a message to land with you. It's another thing for it to actually absorb, right? Into your consciousness, into your habits, into your understanding, okay? So this is the week where, I don't know why this is the phrase that Spirit gave me, where people learn that fat meat is greasy, right? What I mean by that is, I don't know, energy is a little silly today, so if I'm being goofy, bear with me. What I'm trying to say is, your life is meant to be easy, right? There's an ease that the energy around you has constructed. And that ease is set up so that you can get clarity around how far you've come, so that you can understand how far you actually have to go. Because for many of us, we do not have to go that far, right? If we are so wed to the fact that life has to be struggle, that silence is some sort of punishment, that ease is a sign that things are going to get bad, we are going to look for things to make our situation bad. We're going to look for difficulty where difficulty does not need to be. Not being confident enough to receive support and to stand in your blessings can cause you to not only exercise indecision that doesn't belong to you, but to stretch yourself thin and force yourself into difficulty and loss that is not in alignment with the energy around you or the frequency around you, if that makes sense, right? Four of Swords. This is a time where we actually are supposed to be resting, where we're supposed to be protecting our peace, preserving our energy, and in the spirit of recuperation so that we can handle what is next, right? This should be easy. Should is the operative word, okay? This should be easy. But for those of us who, for whatever reasons, feel like we don't deserve rest, we don't deserve peace, that stillness is equivalent to laziness, whatever the false programming is, right? You will create your own tower. You will fuck some shit up by trying to chase after things and fix problems and distract yourself in ways that have nothing to do with what you're supposed to be doing right now. And this is happening as a result of codependency, right? I think there are some of us who are low-key don't know how to focus on ourselves. And that is a worthiness issue, right? I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with partnership. Partnership is beautiful. Collaboration is beautiful. But when you are in that debilitated Two of Cups energy where you don't know how to think for yourself, where you're not comfortable doing for yourself, you have to be doing for someone else, you can create situations that put you into tower, into catastrophe, into disruption, in painful messes that you waste a lot of time trying to clean up, right? So what I mean when I say that this is a worthiness issue is that if you have the confidence to focus on yourself, if you have the self-awareness to understand how far you've come and how much you've already worked, then you don't think that you're unworthy of rest, right? You understand that you earned the rest and that there's nothing wrong with it. That's the thing about King of Wands energy. Not only is he good at enrolling other people in his vision and getting them to help him get things done, but he believes that he deserves everything he has. And when I talk about everything he has, I don't just mean, the public favor. I don't just mean the material things. I mean, even the stillness that he has in his life, the moments of stillness, he feels he deserves it. And the people around him feels like he deserves it, right? So this is a week where it's really, really important for you to let yourself have peace. Let yourself have stillness. If things are quiet, don't run and look for problems. Don't run and look for problematic people. Everybody got that one person, whether it's a family member or a friend or a community person or a neighbor. We got that one person who's good at being a victim, and they will come to us with a problem and keep us busy, right? This is not the week to go searching for that person. If you feel uncomfortable in stillness, that is a spiritual discipline issue. So take it to your spiritual practice. Take it to your priest or priestess, right? Take it to your brothers or sisters in coven. But do whatever you need to do to anchor yourself in terms of spiritual discipline, right? If you feel that tug to do that, because there's something going on with the spiritual hygiene issue, right? If you feel so unclean that you're running from rest, recuperation, and peace, that means that there's something off in how you are spiritually anchored at the moment, okay? Now, why is this coming up? Some of us, it's really easy right before a moment of transformation to get wrapped up in chosen indecision, right? It's really easy to get to a place where you convince yourself that you have to mull over decisions that you either already made or the decision you need to make, and to waste a lot of time. And it can put us in an energy where we feel like we got to keep busy to keep from sitting with ourselves, right? Being overly stimulated, being focused on way too many things at once. This is not what this week is supposed to be about. This week is supposed to be about understanding how hard you've already worked and the favor you already accumulated, and resting peacefully in that knowledge, okay? If you struggle to pour into yourself, instead of going and chasing for those victim people, those people who will keep you busy with fixing their problems, with burdening you with their problems, or just fussing at you about how your problems are bigger than theirs, or their problems are bigger than yours, rather, put yourself in environments with people who can pour into you. 3 of Cups, right? You have a lot to celebrate, and you're only going to have more to celebrate in the immediate future, which again is why the very first card that came up is the 4 of Swords. Resting now so that you have capacity not only to take on the next task and the next chapter, but that you have peace and capacity to celebrate yourself, right? So again, this is a week where you got to be really, really, really careful. Really careful. Because if you don't allow yourself peace, if you run after problems, if you make chaos your normal, it will lead to a tower moment, right? There's a phrase, and it's vulgar. You guys have heard me say it on this channel before. When you play pussy, you get fucked, right? If you convince yourself that the only time you are productive is when you are solving a problem, you will fuck around and create a problem that is so big that it drains you. And the recovery from that is going to take you a lot longer than what you would have needed if you just went ahead and rested in the first place. The way that some of us run away from rest And the way that some of us find things to keep ourselves busy is a spiritual hygiene issue. Not allowing yourself to rest puts you in a position where you can't clear out the clutter, right? You can't allow the space to get clean so that you have an understanding and a clean slate of what to take on next. This is why I said that I really love the two cards that fell out. We got the Moon card. We got the Eight of Pentacles. I love these cards because I feel like they summarize the overall spread so much. And I didn't know that they were going to do this so perfectly until after I pulled the spread and looked at it, right? But first thing is Moon card, cringy flashbacks, right? Those things that lurk in the shadow that pop up at the wrong time to steal our peace. That's the only reason why some of you are going to have a struggle with resting this week, right? You're going to remember the time where someone in your life said that you were selfish, and then you're going to go out of your way to prove that you're not selfish, right? You're going to remember the time where you didn't have money, and then you're going to get yourself worked up about money, even though you're fine right now, and there's no reason for you to be. Whatever the shit is, the flashbacks from your past, when they pop up, rather than letting them rule you and control your actions, you need to, Eight of Pentacles, become a crafty bitch, refine a skill set, focus on your future, lean into your passions, right? Some of you guys probably have a book project or a writing project that you haven't picked up in weeks, if not, God forbid, months. Imagine what it would look like if every day you carved out 3 hours to sit down with a delicious cup of tea and revisit your writing, instead of going through your emails and your text messages and replying to people with fake crises, right? Refining that skill set of learning how to nurture yourself through refinement. Virgo energy, we're in Virgo season, right? Mercury goes into Virgo on Tuesday. We covered that in Astral Hour, right? What does it look like for you to turn your self-care into a refinement opportunity instead of being externally validated and chasing after other people? Okay? So that is the general reading. I hope that fell on the ears of whoever needed to hear it. Let's go into health next, okay? Hey, Tiffany. Good to see you. Hey, KFS. I'm back on the main channel now, thank God. So grateful to be back here. So grateful to see you all here tonight. Ancestors, angels, and master spirits that walk with me. Elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need about our mental, physical, and spiritual health and wellness during the week of August 24th through the 30th? Who do we need to be? What do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environments that may be impacting our health negatively or positively? Give us insight into the habits, ways of being, ways of thinking we need to maintain, release, or sustain in order to have good balance of our holistic health. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I'm strongly considering buying this deck for my nephew. I'm really considering getting this for him because when he lived with me, he used to be really curious about my cards. And I think some of these meanings of these cards and some of the slang that they attach to the different suits are fucking hilarious. I'm going to talk about the card that fell out while I'm laying out the spread. I don't think I need to wait for this one. Four of Cups. Four of Cups is here. And it's literally the card of doom scrolling. And in the Gen Z deck, which I think is fucking brilliant. Because that literally is the energy of the Four of Cups, right? Staring at some shit that ain't got nothing to do with you, staring at stuff from the past probably, staring at things that cause you to disconnect from your current and present moment to the point where you don't even see the blessings that are right next to your face, right? Reduce your doom scrolling this week. If you can challenge yourself, if you are in the position, if you don't need social media for your job, right? Really challenge yourself to reduce your screen time this week, right? Why? Because I think some of us who spend too much time on the TikTok or on the Instagram or on the Facebook can put ourselves in positions where we feel like things are worse than what they are, or we numb ourselves and disconnect ourselves from reality in a way that's not helpful for us. And in the moment, it may feel soothing, right? In the moment, it may numb you from something that feels difficult. But when we do this too much, not only does it detach us from our present moment, but too much of it can bring you into a depressive energy, right? And we don't need that. We don't need that. We already established in the first reading that when we're not taking care of ourselves, we run after things that are not good for us and we can cause a tower, right? So now we're in a health reading and we're being warned about doom scrolling. We're being warned about staring at empty cups, or honestly, if it's social media, cups that are falsely presented to the point where we can't see what's really going on around us, right? So just be mindful this week, right? Now, the reason why I think this is coming up is because, again, a lot of us are making really, really good progress. 3 of Wands, moving forward, initial steps towards doing something that's going to bring us a brighter future, the building of empire, the building of an environment, right? What does that also have to do with health? The more time you spend outside, the more time you spend in your physical body instead of in emotions and in escapism, the easier it's going to be for you to not only stay optimistic, but to also make progress, not just on your health goals, your physical health goals, but on some concrete shit in your life, right? You guys know I'm always talking about getting to the river. I've noticed that when I make it a point to get to the river early in the morning, I get out in the world and I do more shit. I'm more likely to go to the post office and drop off orders, right? I'm more likely to go and pick up the herbs and the candles and the things I need to do my work because I'm already out in the world, right? And so, yes, this is about physical health and the physical body, but it's also about what can you do to make yourself be more active and in the energy of striving towards what you want instead of numbing yourself from a thing, right? Part of the reason why this is coming up, again, we have that lunar eclipse in Pisces happening at the end of the week, right? It is going to be really easy for a lot of us to be overwhelmed by emotions, specifically related to the shit that we need to be letting go of, the things we need to be releasing, okay? 8 of Cups energy, even though it's one of my favorite minor arcana cards, I do recognize that the energy of it ain't no hoe. I'm saying this is a Taurus woman. I'm a Taurus sun with a Virgo moon. We don't walk away from shit easy. And even if it's something you know you need to walk away from, it can bring up a lot of emotions. Oh, okay. Oh, thank you. I'm going to go ahead and highlight that because I'm vain. Thank you. Walking away from things, even stuff that sucks, even things that you put your all into and you know with every bit of logic and download from your ancestors is not working, doesn't mean that walking away is easy, right? But that's even more of a reason why you need to be outside, why you need to be working towards the things that you care about. Because the more that you are in this energy, it won't necessarily make this easier, but it'll keep you away from falling into a depression. It'll keep you from being in a space where you are drowning in sorrow about the things you need to do. It'll keep you from being so wrapped up over what you have lost or what is spilled that you lose sight of what is still full and working in your favor, right? So yes, get in the sun. Yes. Physically move your body. Yes. But also make sure that in the process of moving your body and being in the sun, you are scheduling at least 1 or 2 things a day that are putting you closer to your passion and putting you in the spirit of optimism, so you don't get so distracted by what you need to let go and walk away from that you stagnate and never do the walking away, and you fall into a depressive energy around what you need to release, okay? This is also a really good week to do some meal prepping, right? To do some self-nurturing. Make sure that your comfort blankets and your weighted blankets are washed. Make sure that you have your comfort books on deck, right? Really making sure that you are nurturing and reparenting yourself, specifically refathering yourself through compassion, right? Because here's the thing. We know that it's necessary. 8 of Cups moments are necessary, but they're difficult, right? So the more that you nurture yourself through the difficult thing with compassion and understanding that that is also a form of discipline, right? The easier it's going to be for you to do, right? Think about those of us whose fathers, or you may not have grown up with your father, but if you were blessed to have an uncle or just a male figure in your life that loved you, right? It was the pep talks. It was them encouraging you and telling you that you were strong enough to do the difficult thing that made it easy for you to do, right? And my Uncle Bobby, Taurus male, of course, those pep talks always came with like walking to the store to get candy or going to get frozen yogurt, right? That's why I'm saying do those things, those nurturing things, right? Because not only is it you taking care of yourself, but it also gives you the energy to remember that you are strong enough to do these things. Again, King of Cups being the divine masculine who nurtures and gives structure and discipline through compassion, right? The more gentle you are with yourself while you're doing the difficult thing, the more you remind yourself that you're worthy of doing the difficult thing, right? Any of you guys had a breakup when you were in middle school or high school? How did your dad nurture you through it, right? By telling you you're better than what you're leaving behind. Anybody that would fumble you doesn't deserve you, right? Have those conversations and nurture yourself in that way. So put that music on while you meal prep. Talk to yourself, do your affirmations. Put on that Tony Jones, right? Why am I blanking on her affirmation? I used to quote her affirmation songs all the time. This is motivation for me to listen to her. But nurture yourself while you're being structured and disciplined about what it is you need to leave behind and walk away from, right? Because it's too easy to be so overwhelmed that you neglect you. And then you either don't eat or you overeat, or you don't work out, or you work out too much and make yourself sick, right? So again, the King of Cups, the compassionate father, nurturing and while motivating you to do the difficult thing. You got to be that for yourself this week, okay? Because if you don't, you're going to stay in a toxic situation. 5 of Swords. You're going to get so wrapped up in winning a battle, winning at all costs, that you don't think about the bigger fight and the bigger war. And then you don't walk away from the thing that no longer serves you, but instead you fight to stay in it. You fight to stay toxic. You make yourself emotionally sick, right? And we don't need that right now. Okay? So this is a week where, for the sake of your mental and spiritual health, you really can't get wrapped up in a whole bunch of indecision. You really can't avoid the big things you know you need to do. You can't sit on the fence about doing the difficult thing and going on the difficult path. You got to figure out a way to just do it. And the main ways that you just do it is by reminding yourself that you're capable, doing something every day, right? Getting outside, being in the world, doing something, even if it's small, every day that brings you closer to the goal, and by nurturing yourself, giving yourself those pep talks, giving yourself a soft, comfortable environment to do the difficult things, okay? But God, please do not get wrapped up in a whole bunch of doom scrolling. Don't sit there and overthink your past decisions, what you said, how you could have said it differently, how maybe if you stood on your head while you said it, it could have went. No, that's not the point. Spirit is already showing you the next thing you need to do. And the more you get wrapped up in the doom scrolling and the looking at the past and the stagnating, the more difficult it's going to be to do it, right? So that is the health reading. Get outside, get in your body, get in the sun, do your meal preps. Have at least one or two things on your schedule that you do at the top of the day every day that puts you in alignment with the goals you're trying to call in. If you can do that, it's going to be a lot harder for you to default into emotional spiraling, right? Please take this seriously. Please take it seriously, okay? Let's look at love, and then we'll wrap up with money. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits to walk with me. My elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need about love, romance, and matters of the heart during the week of August 24th through the 30th? Who do we need to be, and what do we need to see about ourselves, our habits, and our environments that set us up to have the experiences of love and or be experienced by those we love in the ways we want over the next 7 to 10 days? If there are any challenges, lessons, blessings, obstacles, breakthroughs in this area of life, eliminate them now so that we know how to best prepare and protect ourselves. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Tori, you put several exclamation marks. What is that? Give me insight into what that's about. Cards that fell out in the love reading are hella interesting, so I'm gonna wait until I pick the spread to go over them. Yeah, you gotta just do it, baby. You already know what you need to do. We talked about it. You just gotta do it, honey. Oh, okay. I was a little nervous with the cards that fell out, but the spread is actually really cute. I'm gonna pull clarifiers over one of the cards though. Clarify the Seven of Cups. What do we need to know about Seven of Cups? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Okay, I get it. All right. This is a love lesson, and it's predominantly for the single or it's complicated people. That's not to say that some of the overall message won't spill over into those who are married or seriously committed. But if you are a person who was raised to shrink for whatever reason, right? Whether it was you had family that told you you were extra, or if there was some sort of abuse situation, whatever the core memories are, the childhood lessons are, where you were taught or made to believe that you have to show up smaller in order to be loved, please know that not only is that not going to serve you, that the people who are actually like legitimately attracted to you, that's not how they want to see you, right? What I mean by that is if you found yourself in situationships, non-committal relationships, casual situations, it's really important that you understand that that's because what you're choosing, you are choosing that. You are choosing people who demand that of you, but the people who are legitimately attracted to you and who want to fuck with you the real way, they're into your rock star energy. That's what they want from you. They don't want you to show up small. I remember one of my strongest relationships with a cis man. I don't know what you would say, was with a Leo man. And anytime I would shrink or get shy, he would talk me out of it. He'd be like, no. He would get so amped up when I would talk my shit or when I would, in my experience, be arrogant. But he would always say, no, I like that shit. Pop your shit. He would gas my head up so big. And that ended up being really, really healing for me, right? Why am I sharing this? Well, some of you all have really core memories. Six of Cups, right? There's some inner child healing that needs to be done because you were taught that in order to be loved, you have to show up smaller, right? And it's not like your mama and daddy sat you down when you were 6 years old and was like, no one's gonna love you unless you're small, right? It happened as a result of people either choosing to misrecognize you on purpose, or the result of people who were in competition with you making you feel like shit, low key, right? That Page of Swords energy, the nice, nasty, the cutting words, the mean shit that got said, or you were probably gossiped about, maybe even bullied verbally a little bit, right? And part of the result of having internalized those things and not being given a conscious or deliberate space to work through them in adulthood is that it's showing up in your love life as a grown person, right? So you are constantly becoming attracted to people who are non-committal, who make you feel like you have to jump through hoops for basic expressions of love. It's caused you to be programmed to accept the crumbs from people, right? Now, this card's a little different in energy from the rest of the spread, so I pulled a few clarifiers over it. Got the Seven of Cups again, which is why I laughed, because I always laugh whenever Spirit does that. Whenever I clarify a card and they give me the card again, so I always experience it like, bitch, I told you already, right? And then I pulled another card and got Judgment. Your spirits are sick of watching you be this way. Your spirits are sick of watching you settle. They're tired of watching you chase after people who make you feel like you have to perform to be loved. Like love is not just something you can receive. Like you got to work overtime like it's a second or third job just to get basic care. That's not what they wanted for you. It's not what they wanted for you at all. And the only reason why you keep ending up in situationships or casual things is because you may not know that you do it consciously, but it's what you run after. It's what you run after because it's familiar to you. Again, Six of Cups, it's familiar. It's a childhood lesson, right? So this comes down to a spiritual discipline issue, right? What conversations do you need to have? What prayers do you need to recite? What kind of guidance do you need through meditation in order to release these false beliefs? Because they're not serving you in adulthood. They're actually taking you further and further away from the things that you claim to want. But because you're operating on your default factory settings instead of chasing them, right? Instead of changing them, rather, you're accumulating more of what doesn't fall in line with you, right? All of this is coming up because Spirit is going to very, very soon present you with opportunities to connect to people based on your passions, who are in alignment with your passions, who are attracted to your creative imagination, right? All of this is about to come to you very, very soon, very, very shortly. And so this is why they really want you to sober up and understand what's at stake, because things are about to change for you, and you are about to be in a relationship or attracting a partner that not only provides you with the landscape, with the environment, to feel emotionally safe enough to be extra, to feel emotionally safe enough to take up space, right? But it's going to help you awaken and really lean into the parts of you that are comfortable with being that bitch, right? But if you don't understand that it's something that is a false belief you need to release, you're going to continue to attract opposite. And you may actually go as far as to push this person away once they arrive. So that's why they're saying that this really needs to be something that's worked on, right? I claim this. Yes, please claim it. I love it for everybody who this resonates. Please claim it, okay? And that's why these two cards fell out, right? Continuing to be in that Five of Cups, crying over spilled milk, stuck in the past to the point where you have disconnected from the reality around you and the cups that are still full. Energy not helping you. You have to, Page of Pentacles, be in that apprenticeship energy of literally teaching yourself how to be the kind of bounty you want to attract. And in this instance, the bounty you want to attract is an emotionally safe partner who not only affirms the light in you, but emboldens you to really embrace this and to personify this, okay? Let me catch up on comments and then I'll wrap up with the money reading. This is making me emotional. I'm sorry, baby. I didn't mean to make you emotional. I hope it resonated in a productive way. You're married, so I didn't even know that this was going to hit you like that. The general spread, especially about revisiting my writing, hit hard. I have 2 books to publish, and the health reading also caused me to align with my goals. Yes, please get back into your writing. Your work is so important. Your work is so important. I'm definitely speaking with someone who gasses me up and pours into me. It feels embarrassing at times, but I'm going to lean into it. Yes, you deserve that. You deserve that. And that's when you know that somebody really, really fucks with you, right? That instead of them being embarrassed or telling you to calm down, they are your biggest cheerleader. And they get excited for you when you're extra. I love that for you. Love that for you. Yes, I'm claiming this. I need that connection. Yes, please claim it. Please claim that for yourself. We're going to wrap up with the money reading. Then I'll give a few updates and take questions from the audience after, okay? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need about money, abundance, and prosperity in our lives during the week of August 24th through the 30th? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about ourselves our habits, and our environments that will allow us to be in alignment with the energy of money, to honor it, to help it grow, and to not waste it. If there are any blessings, breakthroughs, blockages, barriers, obstacles in this area of life, illuminate them now so that we know how to best prepare and protect ourselves. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Aisha, I wanted to give you an update. Aisha gifted me with this super gorgeous deck a few weeks ago. And it's this gorgeous, like, gold shimmery deck. Girl, I can't use it for divination because it's too slippery. But I will say I have been using it in my working since you gave it to me and I cleansed it. And that's been the most effective way for me to use it. I actually was able to use it this past week to help a client get a new job. So I want to thank you publicly and in front of everybody for that beautiful gift. But it's every time I shuffle it, it literally falls everywhere because it's made out of foil. Like, it's just way too slippery. So I've just been mostly using it in my workings. The Five of Cups has come up in every single spread tonight. I think it may not have come up in the first spread. And if it did, it was probably a clarifier or something. But I want to note that it's come up in the health reading. It's come up in the love reading. Now it's here in the money reading. Please watch your moods this week. Please be mindful of who you let get into your head and into your heart. Because there's so much capacity to get a lot of really dope shit done. And I love everybody who's watching. I love everybody who's in the room right now. I don't want any of us defaulting to sadness, especially if it's sadness around things that have already happened, that are beyond our control, or that low-key don't have a huge impact on us in the moment, right? Clarify the Five of Cups. What is the wisdom of the Five of Cups? Yeah, and the reason why I'm okay. Sorry. let me back up because it's coming to me fast. When it comes to money, many of us who are watching this either live or in a replay are not only doing better than we give ourselves credit for, we have a lot of opportunity that we've worked hard to position ourselves for that is coming to bear. It's coming to the fore, right? Either this week or within the next 4 weeks, right? And so it's really important that we not get so wrapped up in people pleasing. Because here's the thing about people pleasing. We think about it only in terms of who is in our life in the moment. If you are a really bad people pleaser, and people from your past, you can get wrapped up in fighting with ghosts, literally, right? Page of Cups, the Golden Retriever, Pisces energy, right? The Martyr, right? Please use this week to lean into the positive aspects of Pisces energy with the Page of Cups, right? The dreaminess, the active imagination, the ability to not only dream big, but to turn those big dreams into material reality. Those are the things that are really going to serve you this week when it comes to your finances, your wealth, your abundance, setting your life up for prosperity. But if you fall into the debilitations of Pisces, where you are sacrificial, where you are operating from martyrdom, where you are letting the opinions of people that you pedestalized have control over you, that is going to fuck you up. Because what it will do is it'll make you see yourself from someone else's vision or projections instead of seeing yourself in your actual reality. Okay? And your actual reality is you are someone who has a lot of community support. You have a lot of people that want to see you win. And not only do they want to see you win because they fuck with you, because they see you as a part of their collective community, they understand that when you win, they win, right? You are blessed to be in a win-win community, in a win-win collective, in a win-win support group. You're not surrounded by people who have a win-lose mentality, right? It's the people from your past and the people that you may have once pedestalized that have the win-lose mentality. That's why you can't get wrapped up in them and escaping through the way that they see you, right? You have to be mindful of who actually fucks with you and who actually wants to see you win. In addition to that, you have to be completely mindful of your own inner spirit and what the calling of your inner spirit is, okay? This is a week to be self-focused, not selfish, but self-focused, okay? And what I mean by self-focused is so deeply committed to what it is you want for your financial wealth, for your financial future, that is the thing that you are primarily focused on. There's a peace in being tapped in to what it is you want for yourself. Again, Hermit is another card of Virgo. We are in Virgo season. Virgo goes into Mercury on Tuesday. Go back and watch my astral hour. Use the wisdom that I outline in it to support you when it comes to your money this week. All right? Be aware of what needs to be refined. Are you chasing after things because they are things that people who you used to pedestalize conditioned you to run after? Or are they things that you are striving for because they come from your own sense of self-awareness and your own sense of what financial wealth, what financial peace and stability looks like for you, okay? This is a week where it is really important for you to not only be teaching yourself how to become what it is you want, but learning how to work from your own vision. Again, Page of Pentacles, the Apprentice. A lot of what you are building for yourself financially is new to you, whether it's new in the sense that your family, there's not a whole lot of direct wealth in your immediate living family around wealth accumulation, or if it's because you are trying to start over in a new career field where you don't have a whole lot of people in your community that are a part of that. Whatever it is, you're teaching yourself something really important, right? And not only being open to the knowledge, but believing in yourself to learn this new skill is going to be deeply important. Why am I bringing this up? Because it's more than likely in conflict with whatever these people who made those weird projections onto you have told you you're capable of. So if you are still operating from those old projections or those old understandings, it's going to be hard for you to be in your Page of Pentacles energy, right? We have the Five of Cups again. Third time she's come up tonight. Again, be careful, right? How do you avoid falling into deficit thinking, catastrophic thinking, fear-based thinking, depressive thinking about your money and where your future is going? By, again, pouring into yourself, nurturing yourself the way that you used to nurture these people that you would escape through, right? Again, this is the second time that we have the Three of Pentacles. Pay attention to the people who are building something similar to you. Not exactly what you're building, but the people who want to build with you, who are in collaboration with you, who support your endeavors, right? Who see what you do as positive, who speak beautifully about you in rooms when you are not present, right? That's going to be important. But make sure that you're nurturing yourself so that you don't get wrapped up in that crying over spilled milk energy. Because that's not even where your finances are right now. Right now, you have everything you need and most of what you want. So don't lose sight of that. Don't lose sight of that. Remember how far you've come in terms of nurturing yourself. Remember how much you are loved and respected. Okay? You understood the assignment and you execute. Four of Wands. You're going to hit your milestones. You're going to have a lot to celebrate. But it's really important that this week you make sure that the things you are striving towards are authentically you. And they're not projections that you're getting distracted by because you were once so people-pleasing that you let people tell you what you should be doing and tell you who you are and project all this bullshit onto you. And now you're confused and now you're sad because you're chasing after things that are not in alignment with you. If you can be in alignment with what you actually need, Virgo energy, and be open to learning how to strive after that, you will hit your goals. You will hit your goals. But this is not a week to get worked up in the fact that you are not what somebody from your past told you you were supposed to be. You never even fucking wanted to be that in the first place. You only perform those things because you pedestalize the people who told you that that's what you should be doing. So get in alignment. Make sure that what you're striving for is what is actually authentic to you, because that's what's going to help you get closer to your goal execution when it comes to your wealth, when it comes to your finances, when it comes to the legacy you're leaving behind as it relates to money. Okay? All right, we're now at the end of the reading. I hope that this general reading, this collective reading, was helpful for any and everybody who is watching either live or in the replay. If anyone would like for me to do a reading for them tonight, go ahead and send your love offering. And once you've sent your love offering, put your question in the comments section. This is the weekly energy reading, so it's mostly general readings. But if there is anyone who is here tonight that missed Astral Hour last week and wants to get a full moon reading, or who wants to get a Mercury and Virgo reading, go ahead and send your love offering. I want to gently remind you all that the love offerings are about energetic exchange. There were a couple people during the Astral Hour who I did readings for but didn't submit a love offering. I'm not going to call you out individually. No hard feelings, but please don't let that be a pattern, right? If you want a reading, send your love offering. I'm happy to do it. And here's the thing. The suggested love offering is $11.11. But if you have less than that, no worries. I just need you to send something for the energetic exchange, okay? While I missed the Villager Live, is that reading an option? Yeah, it's absolutely an option. I just got to go dig through my notes and find it. And I see that Tiffany sent an offering. So Tiffany, go ahead and submit your question. And then after Tiffany, I will do the Villager reading for Nicole. And then if there's anyone else that would like a reading from me, just submit your love offering and say which reading you would like, okay? Aisha also wants okay, so several people want the Villager reading. Absolutely, I can do the Villager reading for people who want it. Just go ahead and send your love offering, and I will take care of you after Tiffany, okay? Tiffany says, with all the drama and issues my sister has been having with men taking advantage of her, should I intervene spiritually on her behalf, or is this something I should stay out of? Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, and my elevated ancestors. What wisdom does Tiffany need about supporting her sister? Is this something she should intervene in spiritually? If so, what does that look like? Is this something that she needs to just stay out of? Needs to mind her own business around? If she intervenes, is she causing any disruption towards any spiritual lessons her sister needs to learn? If so, what does that look like? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Sisters, for her sisters. This is both of her sisters. So what does this intervention look like? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Three of Swords fell out as I shuffled, Tiffany, so I don't really know what that means. Just give me 1 second while I pull the rest of the spread to see. That's a really interesting card. Oh, I didn't even do updates. I just talked about the readings. 1 week left to sign up for the next chapter workshop. If you know that you want to bring major change and transformation into your life, please sign up for the next chapter workshop. It's going to take place Sunday, August 30th, 2 to 5 p.m. EST. The intro price is $59. I will be offering it again at the top of 2027 in February. It will not be $59. It won't even be $100. Okay. So do it now. Get it out the way. If you know that there are certain forms of stagnation to keep repeating in your life, if there's a goal that you've been trying to achieve, but you feel like you can't make any way or progress, join us for the next chapter workshop. I'm going to help you come up with a framework that helps you make transformation, big transformation in your life in the final 90 days of 2026. Okay. Also, the last week for, you know what, I'm probably going to extend the online course sale because my channel is unavailable for so long. So follow up with me on Thursday when I come back for the next live around that. But the Ancestral Life Path readings are going to go off sale on September 1st. So if you've never gotten one, or if it's been a while since you've gotten one and you'd like to get one or gift one to someone you love, I would encourage you to go ahead and purchase it now while it's still on sale for $85. So this is what I'm going to say. Yes, you need to intervene spiritually, but it may not be the way that you think you should, right? You want to hex these niggas, and that's not, that's not what you need to do. Both of your sisters have there were some foundational heartbreaks that they've gone through that they never really learned their lessons from. So it's almost like they're repeating the same relationships over and over again. That's why the Three of Swords fell out, right? The impact of these foundational experiences have put them into a deficit mindset. So low-key, they're choosing less than what they deserve, right? They have a lot of a lack mentality when it comes to how they date. And so they ignore red flags because they feel like if they don't ignore them, they won't receive love, right? So the nature of the spiritual working that you need to do is one around allowing them to have a paradigm shift, right? To really be able to see their own actions, have a shift in their vision and their insight around how it is they approach love and the type of love that they accept so that they can move forward differently, right? You need to do a working that gives them not only the patience, but the strength to teach themselves how to move differently, right? So yes, you should be doing a working over your sisters, not over the partners. And it needs to be a transformational and healing work, right? I feel like, because it's been a few months since you've been, maybe longer, since I know you were in charm school last year. I feel like some of the classes we did last year can help you. As you're structuring the working for your sisters, if you feel like you're hitting a wall or you need support, you know where to find me, right? So the short answer is Spirit is giving you permission to do a working. It's just that they don't want you to focus on hexing these men. They really, really want you to focus on bringing healing to your sisters so that they stop allowing these kind of dynamics, these kind of broken men and broken energies into their lives, okay? Let me know if that resonated with you. Let me know if that was helpful. All right, so Nicole wants the villager reading, and Aisha wants that as well. So I'm gonna do Nicole, then Aisha, then JL after them. If there's anyone else that would like a reading, go ahead and submit your love offering so that way I can put you in the queue. I'm just pulling up the spread. I gotta go through my notes because that was a few lives ago. And thank you for reminding me of that, because that has to be one of the lives that I re-upload to the new channel. Or not the new channel, the main channel. Okay, I found it. So this is the Be the Villager Tarot spread. We're going to look at what you're bringing to the village, where you're not showing up, and how you can become a better villager, okay? And we're going to start with Nicole. Ancestors, angels, city masters, spirits who walk with me, and elevated ancestors. What wisdom does Nicole need about the type of villager she is? What energy does she bring to the village? How can she be a better villager? And what will this lesson teach her about community? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Again, if anyone has a general question, I'm more than happy to answer it. If you want to get a full moon reading or Mercury and Virgo reading, because you missed Astral Hour last week, you're more than welcome to get that too. Some of the ladies have also requested the reading from the live about how to be a good villager. So I'm also offering that to people as well. But if you want a reading, just send your love offering and then leave a comment letting me know if you have a specific question or if you want either of those spreads, okay? What are you bringing to the village? What energy, gifts, resources, or support are you currently contributing to your relationships? This is a weird, no, it's not a weird, so there's a lot of pain. And what I get with this Ten of Swords is, because Ten of Swords is avoidance, right? It's avoidance. It's a numbing and avoidance, so you don't have to deal with the pain of stepping into a new chapter. So low key right now, what you are bringing to the village or what you're bringing to community is such a big fear about what you believe has to be the pain of dealing with community that you're low key kind of avoiding it. You're numbing yourself to it, right? So I would say that right now what you bring to community is a little bit of disengagement, right? Where are you not showing up? What do you need to examine about the way you participate in community? So, and I've said this to you before, we have the Queen of Wands in that position. It's like the false beliefs you have about how you think people may receive you or what they may project onto you are not actually rooted in reality. People actually really fuck with you. They're attracted to you. They're attracted to your energy. They look to you as a light, right? So a part of how you're not showing up in community is that you're not embracing that you're the Queen of Wands. You're not really embracing that you are a light that people want to gather around. Because that's the nature of the Queen of Wands, right? That's why she's the it girl. It's not just that she takes up space, it's that people are interested in her and they feel like she should be taking up space, right? But it's like, because you don't see yourself that way, you deny it. And in denying it, you are denying community the opportunity to bask in your light, to really take you in, if that makes sense. How can you become a better villager? What action quality do you need to cultivate to create stronger, healthier community? You need to be brave. It's that simple. You need to be brave. Strength card. Strength card is about having the courage and the bravery to do the things we need to do, not what we want to do. And again, what you want to do and what you feel comfortable with is hiding, is numbing, is avoiding, is telling yourself it's fine, you have enough. But what you need to do is to embrace the fact that it's okay for people to pay attention to you and for you to be the center of attention, and be brave enough to take that on, right? I remember the first time I told you that people remember you from classes and stuff, and you acted so shocked. And I couldn't understand why. Like, people like you. They fuck with you. They pay attention to you when you speak. And I think learning to be comfortable in that instead of feeling like there's a threat in that is really important. Yeah, just because you don't see it don't mean it's not there. Just because you don't see it don't mean it's not there. I didn't see mine. I didn't see mine for, I would say years, but fucking decades I didn't see mine. I didn't see it to the point where I would get irritated when other people pointed out at me. So just because you don't see it doesn't mean it's not there. And it doesn't mean that other people don't see it. Okay. Aisha, I see you, JL, so I'm going to do you after Aisha. And then if there's anyone else that would like a reading, go ahead and submit your love offering and your question. You are very, very welcome, Nicole. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, and elevated ancestors. What wisdom does Aisha need at this time about how to be a good villager? Give us insight into the type of villager she currently is and what she needs to do in order to show up in a much more powerful way in community. Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. What are you bringing to the village? What energy, gifts, resources, or support are you currently contributing to your relationships and community? So I love this for you because I think, I feel like I've said this to you before, and I don't know if you fully believe it. I think you like 70% believe this. It makes sense. We have the 10 of Pentacles, Aisha. You are such a light. And you're also a generous person, right? 10 of Pentacles is, I call it the card of generational wealth, and a lot of people call it that. But it's the card of legacy, right? And what it means in the context of this reading is you show up not only with your full self, but you show up with a willingness to give, right? I think, I don't know how many of you guys grew up in community with like older Southeast Asian women, right? Where they will give you don't go to their house full. They're going to stuff you. You're going to leave with earrings. Like they're just giving you things constantly, right? And that's your energy. It's like you have a natural abundance that lives within you, and you don't have any greed around letting that pour over into the people that you are in community with, right? So that's a blessing. That's a gift that you bring to the people around you. Where are you not showing up? What do you need to examine about the way you participate in community? Here's the rub. Justice, right? Giving back what you put into a situation. There needs to be some balance with that, right? Generosity is a beautiful thing, but when generosity knows no bounds, it can lead to exhaustion. It can lead to being worn thin. It can also make you victim to being taken advantage of, right? So the Justice card, that Libra energy is coming up to say, your generosity is beautiful, right? But making sure that there's a balance and a sense of protection in it so that you're not always finding yourself in situations where you are the recipient, or for lack of better words, the victim of injustice, is going to be really important, right? There's a phrase that I heard a lot in my life coaching community. You guys probably heard it before. Givers have to have boundaries because takers have none, right? So when I see these two cards together, Aisha, that's what I get in terms of what you give to community and what it is you need to bring into how you show up so that you are safe, right? How can you become a better villager? What quality or action do you need to cultivate to create stronger, healthier community? I believe you're getting better at this. Once it is clear that somebody is not for you, an environment is not for you, that you've given your best and that people are still committed to either being stuck in the past or being stuck in their worst, having the courage to walk away, right? Knowing that for you to go on your journey and for you to hit the marks and the targets you want in your life, you can't always carry everybody and carry every situation with you. And that walking away is not a failure, right? In fact, it is actually a really brave act that takes a lot of courage, right? So that's what I'm seeing for you in terms of your villager reading, Aisha. Let me know if this reading resonated with you. All right, I'm going to do JL's reading. If there's anyone else that would like a reading, either a general reading or the full moon reading or the Mercury Virgo reading from last week, go ahead and put it in the comment section and I will take care of you after JL. If not, then JL will be my last reading for the night and we will wrap up. I will be back here on Thursday for another Astro Hour discussion. I don't want to tell you what I'm going to talk about yet, but I'm excited about the topic. But I will be back here at 8 p.m. on Thursday for another, not Astro Hour, a happy hour reading, okay? Also, I've been toying around with the idea of going live on the full moon. I'm only like 65% on it. If you guys think that's a good idea, let me know in the comments, and I may go live on Friday during the lunar eclipse as well. But I will definitely be back here on Thursday, 8 p.m., okay? JL says I applied for 3 grants and also entered 2 lottery-style competitions. Am I going to be successful with any of these applications? If so, which ones, and when will I get notified? Okay. And thank you for sending a love offering, JL. I appreciate it. Ancestors, angels, listen to Master Spirits to walk with me. My elevated ancestors. What wisdom does JL need at this time about the grants and the lottery that she applied for? Will she see success with these endeavors? If so, what does that success look like? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Also want to remind people that I have my next class for the Patreon on Tuesday. I'm going to be teaching about the necessity of incorporating protections into your prosperity workings. And I'm also going to give some tips as well as teach a really, really just super introductory but hella effective prosperity working that also brings protection over your abundance, over your overflow, okay? Four by the Four of Pentacles. What do we need to know about the Four of Pentacles? If it was some shared, it's deeply appreciated. I see you getting at least 2 of the grants. I don't know if the lottery is going to work out in your favor. Some of the things that you applied for, you may not get this year, but you will be encouraged to reapply again next year. Here's the thing. Once that happens, please don't get worked up about it. Don't default to negative thinking. This is not going to be an empty situation where they tell you to reapply next year and they don't mean it, right? Queen of Swords, the applications you wrote were effective. They were really good. They resonated with people, right? Remembering that the Queen of Swords is the card of the writer, the author. So the applications you did were really effective. Here's the reality of the situation. A couple of these organizations don't have as much funds as they have had in previous years, right? And because there is restriction, they're not giving as easily as they may have had in previous years, right? That's why Spirit is saying don't get sad if it doesn't work out. Rest peacefully in the knowledge that it's going to work out for you in the future. You will be encouraged to reapply, right, with the Knight of Swords. And if you go after it again and reapply, you will see a lot more coming in next year, right? So you applied for 5 things, you're likely to get 1 or 2 of them, right? Not all 5. That does not mean that next year you won't get 3 or 4, right? But your spirits really want you to understand that the ones you do get denied from have nothing to do with whether or not you're qualified for them and have everything to do with the financial restrictions within the institution. Okay? That's going to be really important to remember because you don't want to get discouraged, especially with the type of business that you have. These are things that you need to be applying for consistently, right? It's almost like when I would see this happen with people when they would apply to grad school. They may not get the Ford Fellowship 1 year, but then 2 years later they get it, right? And I think it's a similar thing in this situation with you. You're probably going to get 1 or 2 this year, but that doesn't mean that it won't be more coming to you next year, and you will be encouraged to reapply for next year. And it's not an empty, just general statement that they're making. They really mean it. Because again, your application was impressive. They wish that they had more, but for whatever reason, it's not just there. Let me know if that was helpful. Let me know if that made sense. All right, I do not see any other questions, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up for the night. Again, if you have not already signed up for the next chapter workshop, I want to strongly encourage you to consider joining us. Again, if you know that you want to bring major change and transformation into your life before the calendar year is over, if you are somebody who has been struggling with the same goals for the last couple of years, but you're having difficulty making progress, this workshop will help you in terms of being able to receive more clarity around how to execute your goals while also giving you a framework around how to execute those goals, okay? Absolutely. It's a workshop. It's a coaching workshop. It can be written off as a business expense. Absolutely do it. Do it. Absolutely. If you want to join us for the Patreon class, click the link below to join my Patreon. All paid members get access to the live classes. Everybody at the friendship level or higher gets access to the course replays, okay? I'll see you all Thursday at 8 p.m. for happy hour. You know where to find me if you need me. If you want to book a reading, go to Soleil Conjure Shop, SOLE conjureshop.com. You can text me at 404-654-3246. Yeah, I'll see everybody Thursday. Take care. Good night.